Hello everyone. It has been over a month since I've touched base with everyone. This is going to be a very short video. I decided to do a very short video. I'm actually getting ready to touch up my color so that I can refresh my locks. As you guys can see, they've grown significantly since I've seen you, since I've done a video. As the young people say, because I'm young too, but as the young people say, life has been lifing, and I've just had so much going on. And basically, I am prioritizing my brand, my look, my platform, and so I'm being intentional about doing this video and just getting back to my roots, literally and figuratively. So for everyone that has joined me, that has messaged me, has reached out. I've been getting emails. A lot of people have, I've been getting like thousands of views a day. Thousands of views a day. And I want to thank all of my followers and everybody that watches me. I'm literally almost monetized on YouTube. And I'm so grateful and thankful for that on this channel, there's two tiers to monetization on YouTube, and one of those I have literally almost met. So I just want to thank each and every one of you that has watched all my old videos, continue to watch those, has made it my most viewed video on my YouTube platform. So thank you for that. So yeah, I just thought I would do a live because this weekend I do plan on, it is my plan this weekend to record a video for lengthening your microlocs and caring for them. So as you can see, since my last color, if you've tuned in, it was a lot easier to touch up the roots and then refresh the ends, which is what I did the last time. I've been wearing it in a French twist. I know I've shared a video where I said I was going to show different styles that you can do with your microlocs, which, like I said, I've been doing the French twist. They've got long enough. Now, I still have to use bobby pins to pin those up, but that video is to come. And like I said, thank you again for your contribution to my channel and where we are now. So we're just going to jump into it. I'm going to answer a few questions that people have reached out and said. Today, I'm using the 6RV by Paul Mitchell. It's not the gray series, which is really what I need, but we're just gonna keep it moving and just use what we have. Hello, Jones. Hello, Bobby King. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, as I was saying earlier, for your continued support to my channel. I'm very proud of where it's come. Thousands of views a day, videos that I've previously filmed. And so yeah, hello. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it. I'm gonna answer some questions from emails that I've gotten on my channel, off the channel. Most of it's off the channel. So hang on, I'm trying to get everything set up. 6RV, and I'm gonna be using a 20 volume because when you have gray hair, you need at least 20 or up, depending on the stubbornness. If it's too stubborn, you can pre-soften it with 10 volume developer for about 20 minutes. So anyway, some of the questions that I will be answering on this live have to do with the channel, the Microlocs aspect of it. So one of the questions is, will I film a video where I didn't have the background music, but I'm kind of teaching and telling everyone all the tricks of the trade of having them? So yes, that question I will answer. I'll say that it is on the way and I'm currently working on it. I've actually kind of filmed segments of it, but I want to complete it first and finalize it before I put it up. Let's see, how many subscribers do I have? Let's see, right now, to be honest, I was like at, I think 500. Now I'm at 685, I think. 685. Yeah. Super proud of that. I've probably, over the past month, I think I've gotten like 100 and some subscribers. So Again, if you are one of those, thank you for your continued support. I'm mixing the color. And like I said, we're just doing a root touch up like the last live that I did, which was probably about a month and a half ago. But I just wanted to kind of touch up the gray. It gets kind of wiry and stuff. And then I'll refresh the ends. So anyway, another question that I have that I've gotten more than once, but I'll answer it again. Thank you. Makes me like a Gen Z. Okay, well, I consider myself a Gen X. So even though like by the year they say I'm a millennial, I don't think I'm a millennial. I think I'm more of a Gen X because I'm right on that line. So yeah, but thank you so much for that. So yeah, another question that I've gotten when people ask me, number one is how many locks do I have? Currently, because I did do a video on counting them, but I've added some, and I actually have a sponsorship video that I'll be doing. A sponsor sent some hair that's the color of my hair. I have a few places where the hair was really short that I want to that separated from some of the locks. So I'm actually going to go in with some of that hair and add some locks. But as of right now, I probably have, if I had to guess right now, maybe 300, maybe 310 locks. I seen a girl on YouTube that had Microlocs. She had, I think she had like 500 and something locks. I want you to be mindful that the number of locks that one's head will have will depend on the size of your head. Some people have a big head, some people have a small head. Some people have thinner hair, some people have really thick hair. So it just depends on you. But I did want to answer that question about how many do I have. So probably about 310. And maybe I'll do another video and we'll go through and count those. So my color is mixed. This time I used a 20 volume, guys. I used the Paul Mitchell 6RV. Show you the label, 6RV. Last time I used a 6RR with the 10 neutral because I didn't want to get in too light. But this time I'm just using the, now I don't necessarily want the violet, but remember that red is not a true color. So it's going to fade. This is what it kind of goes back to. Once it came out, it has more of the kind of brown pigments and stuff in it. And I'm also being very mindful of your comments because if you put something on here, I want to definitely answer them. Any questions or suggestions, whatever. But yeah, as you can see, it kind of faded to more of like a brown. So I'm okay if it has a little bit of violet because it's still going to give me, that look. So I always just kind of, like I say, start literally at the roots. Try to avoid, if you see me looking off cameras because I'm looking in my mirror, stay at your roots as much as possible. I probably need to retighten them after this, which comes to my next question that I get. How often do I retie or interlock my locks? So for me, at this length now, the last time I retightened them was like 9 weeks. I do not recommend that. And it could have been closer to 10 weeks because, again, like I said, life had been lifing. And then the more it kind of got fuzzy, I just kind of put it off. So last time it was like 10 weeks. Usually I try to redo them every, I'm going to say right at 6 weeks. Because when they were shorter, you know, I felt like I had to do it a little bit more so that I could get that process going, the interlocking going, so that everything was cohesive. It looked good. But now, like I say, I try to go 6, 7 weeks, 7 weeks tops. Don't do 10 weeks because, like I say, when you get the new growth and trying to separate, and you're going to get hair, like I told you last time, you're going to get hair in there that separates from the lock, and you'll have to kind of interlock it in there. Use the tools that I use but that will be in the video that I have told you guys that I was going to do. And like I said, I started it, have not finished it, and then I'll edit it and post it here for all of you. But yeah, you don't want to go too long because, like I said, you get those little loose hairs, and sometimes you can see them in the lock where I've kind of used my tool and stuck it in there. So, So every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the length. Some people go longer. I just know that that works best for me. Another question that I have is that I got was, do I highlight them? Well, if you watch my last, I think it was my last live and maybe the one before that, I have not highlighted my locks in, I think I only did it the one time and I haven't had to do it again since because usually I run the color through the ends, but we know that color usually doesn't deposit, if you don't know, it doesn't deposit enough in the time that you do it when you're touching up your roots before you rinse it off. So it's not going to set and be dark. So I have not highlighted them but one time. I went in, kind of touched up a few that needed a little bit more highlighting. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I don't highlight them. You want to protect the integrity of your locks. You don't want to over highlight them because it is still hair and it can break. I've seen people grow locks and dreads out to put color on them. They get dry. And remember, color treated hair gets drier anyway. So you definitely want to be mindful that you're not overdoing it. You're not, drying them out. And you also want to make sure that you're using a conditioning shampoo. That's for color treated hair. That's for, I use the Care. Yeah, the Care moisturizing. I love it. So yeah, I've got some stuff to do today, and I don't know about, I'll just kind of share my journey with you guys because I feel like on live, I should be more transparent with certain things. There's certain things I keep sacred and private to me. But at one point, I was weighing 192. I am now down to 164 pounds. Here lately, like I do go on walks. Like I said, I pretty much cut out all sugars. I still enjoy sugars. I mean, sugars and everything, but I don't eat after 8 o'clock, 8:30 max. I make sure I stay hydrated. I can tell in my face when I haven't been drinking enough water, like I didn't have enough yesterday. But it's just a personal journey. So what you put in is what you get out. I have not been 164 in the 60s in, oh my God, I think the last time I weighed 160 anything was like 2013-ish. So I'm super proud. It's not to say that when I was like 175 that it was a big deal. But for me, I feel like I'm going through a metamorphosis. There's a lot of things I'm working on, visions that, God has given me. And I want to be a vessel for other people once I get completely where I'm going. So, yeah, losing the weight was a part of that. A lot of it stemmed from, which is why I think I started my lock journey. Because I had literally done everything to my hair. And hair is so metaphorical, but I had done everything to my hair as a hairdresser. It's been blonde. It's been the blondest blonde to the blackest black. And I had been wanting locks for a while, but I knew it was work and it was the dedication, because caring for your locks is like caring for a baby. It's like caring for a child, So when I decided to start the Microlocs journey, I knew something was changing in me. I just didn't know what or what that would eventually look like. So here I am. I've started the locks. I have helped so many people start the journey. And if you needed a sign, this is it. Okay. This is it. Like I said, I started this as a personal, getting a call. I started this as a personal journey, and I'm super glad that I did. As I've told you before when I first started them, because I had relaxer on the ends of my hair. There was a point I was going to quit because it was so much work and my hair is so thick. It took me a couple days to do it, but I got through it. And I will say one of the reasons I continued the journey was because, number one, I was about halfway through my head. I was going to take it down and just call it quits. And at that time, my husband was like, I said, I'm thinking about just stopping it and moving on. I don't want to do this. And he goes, well, you're already halfway, so go ahead and finish it. I think it'll be worth it. And so, I'm very thankful that he, talked me into that, because I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't be getting like the outpouring support and the emails and the questions. So, I'm very thankful that I decided to keep going, that I was, talked into continuing. And see, I want to show you guys a section where which I think I just did that section, where the hair can sometimes, like the new hair, it fuzzes out at the roots and you want to put it in there. And as you can see, it's starting to lift and deposit already. Hello, Anna. My favorite color, I'll be honest, one of my favorite colors is red, but I won't lie, I actually have a few favorite colors. One of them is black. I love the color red still. Hi, sweetie. Hi. But I'm feeling pink. I love a lot of mauves, and just pink is my thing anymore. Like I said, I still like red and black, but pink is my thing. Hey, sweet pea. So yeah, guys. So if you needed a sign to start locks, or you were just kind of wondering, go back and watch some of my old videos. I'm not, as I've said in plenty of old videos, I'm not a gatekeeper. Everything that I've literally learned over this journey of having locks, I got color everywhere over here, I pass on to you, because I might come up with an idea and I'd be like, wow, that's a great way to interlock them or style them, or, whatever that looks like. Oh, and by the way, guys, I told you I got down to 164. I'm 162 now. 162. That 2 pounds makes a difference. But like I was saying, so go back and watch some of my old videos, and you will see that everything that I learned, I pass off to everybody that follows me and views my channels, trying to get inspiration to start their locks. Make sure I get the middle, and make sure, most people miss the middle of their head, so make sure you're getting down in those roots too. Hello from, I'm in the States, so hello to you in Denmark. Definitely seen your comment. I feel more confident. I feel more radiant. I sleep better. And like I say, now I won't lie to you guys, like sometimes at night when I tie my locks up, that's another thing. Some people ask me, how do I feel? How did the question go? It was, how do I feel about wet locks? I'm going to tell you right now. Again, as a hairdresser, I usually never, I have a couple times, but I usually never shampoo my locks and go to bed. I never go to bed with them wet, because what happens is even if you don't have locks and you're going to bed with a wet head, you set yourself up for fungal infections of the scalp. And we don't do that here, okay? There is no place for it over here. So if you can shampoo your hair during the day, color it during the day, or if you do it at night and you have a dryer or a hooded dryer, make sure that you're drying your locks before you go to bed, because locks obviously are very intrinsic in pattern. The hair is interwoven in there. Yeah. So you're asking for fungal infections of the scalp that will have to be treated with antibiotics or topical creams. And who wants to deal with that? So yeah, I don't go to bed with my locks wet, and I try to, like, it's been so hot outside that if I shampoo them during the day, I'll put all my stuff on it. I'll go out in the heat. I'll put like a little band on it. And I can go outside and shoot my hair. It'll be dry in like an hour. So if you're doing that, that's fine. But I don't recommend them wet. So that was another question. Another question that I've got, speaking of like how often, like when we're talking about wetness, Another question I got was, how often do I shampoo them? I feel like I answered that in the last live, but I'll answer it again. I usually try to shampoo my locks every 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not a person that sweats avidly in my head. I know that some people do. I was doing a lady's hair that I call her my honorary grandmother. She had me to do her hair for her to refresh her gray color, her natural gray color, and she was saying, well, I have to do this to my hair because I sweat in it a lot. See, I'm not, if I sweat in my head, it's usually like around here. So because I don't sweat in my head, and I'm very blessed that I don't, I only shampoo my locks and to be honest, probably like every 3 weeks. But if I'm working out in the yard, if there were times like in the spring, they were building these new homes and it was real dusty here. There were times if I was out in my yard, like just working on my plants or doing stuff, that dust is in the air, I'd come in and shampoo them. So if they need shampooing every 2 weeks, I do it every 2 weeks. If they get dirty, I shampoo it because, again, my motto is cleanliness is next to godliness, and I'm not putting no dirty hair on my clean pillowcases, baby. And anybody that knows me or has followed any of my content outside of the Microlocs knows that I'm just very particular about cleanliness. My hair is no exception. So yeah, so to answer that question again, like I say, I do mine every about 3 weeks, unless they get dirty, and I'll do them 2 weeks, or if I'm in a pool or something like that, which we have definitely had our fair share of the pool this summer. I do try to pull them up and I keep them from getting wet, but if they do, I'll go through, use a little bit of a clarifying shampoo to get that chlorine out. Another FYI tip with locks, wet them really good. Put a little bit of conditioner on them before you get in the pool if you're not going to cover them. And that way your locks in your hair aren't absorbing that chlorine. Because again, when you have color treated hair, it's going to get drier easier. So that chlorine is going to change the makeup. It will fade the color a little bit. So yeah, make sure that you're protecting your locks at all costs. As you can see, I've got my lift. It's depositing really good. And then I'll go in through the ends and refresh it. I always make sure that I go, sorry, I didn't mean to miss you, Mary Dora. Love from Holland. Wow. Halfway across the world. Hello. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support, your continued support. So yeah, and like I say, we talked about this on the last live. Now, this has only been asked one time, but I'm going to answer it here. Would I educate people on, or like make a book? Yes. Actually, guys, I'll be completely honest. I'm currently in the process of trying to get in the position to teach hair at one of the academies or schools here. I'm currently trying to find some loopholes to be able to teach without having to like pay money and go back. I don't want to do that. I've been doing hair for so long, like that translates to I know what I'm doing, okay? So I'm currently in the process of doing that, so that I can, even if it's just part-time, teaching it, getting paid, like I'm good with that. Currently, like I say, I got so many irons in the fire. I'm trying to, like I say, completely build my brand. As I work on it literally every single day. But outside of working on it, I do want to teach hair. I know I was actually looking into something where I thought about maybe even opening up my own school. Opening my own school. And I know a lot of schools, they start off private and they're like, oh, we don't take financial aid. But I think for me, because, if somebody's dream is to be a hairdresser and they want to be as good as I am, because I came up during a time where, you know, you had to have continued like I got licensed in one of the hardest states to get licensed. So I want to pass on to other people what was given to me. So yeah, I've actually somewhat looked into opening my own school and teaching and taking both private and financial aid. And then possibly get like one or two other teachers. And I'm telling you, these people would come out like the best of the best, baby. You know, I learned from the best. The best that I learn from the best. So yeah, it's just a lot going on for me and positive things. So I'm really happy about that. But I'll keep you guys posted. Um, So yeah, I think I've got my head pretty much covered. I think I've answered all the questions. I'm trying to make sure because I try to remember the questions before I come on live so I can so I'm not like stopping and reading them over here and then coming back to the camera. Which was, how many locks do I have? How often do I shampoo them? How often do I retighten them? Which like I said, I've shared in a previous video and I'm sharing again now. There seemed like there was another question that I get asked to. Why? Okay, this one I think I've answered, but I'm gonna refresh it here. Why did I start them? Because again, I think it was more of, I won't say it was spiritual for me then, but I feel like it is now. It just fits who I am and where I am in life, you know. Everybody starts them for different reasons. Again, as I shared, I started mine because I had done everything. Literally. I mean, I've had extensions, I've had sew-ins, I've had, it's been short. I've cut it all off before. It's grown back. I've had, you know, relaxers. I've had chemical, not a relaxer, but it's like a system where it chemically straightens the hair. I've pretty much done everything under the sun to my hair. So it just was logical for me anyway to try these. I've been wanting them for years. I really could, when I started them, which is why they're DIY locks. When I first started them, I couldn't find somebody that would do them. They were like, well, you're going to have to cut all the relaxer off, or you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do that. And I knew, and I'm one of those people, because of set environments that I grew up in, I don't like when somebody tells me that I can't do something. You know, now sometimes things can't happen, can't possibly happen, right? But when somebody tells you you can't do something, but they haven't done their work to show you why you can't do it, I'm that girl that's gonna prove you wrong, you know. So I'm that girl that started off with relaxed hair when I started my locks. Because I didn't want to part with the length, because I felt like at that time I was a little bit heavier and I didn't, not that they wouldn't have looked good, but I felt like for me, if they were too short, it wasn't gonna look good. You know, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna lose a little weight first. And until I lose that weight, I'm gonna wear them a little bit longer, which is why I did the extensions with the relaxer on the end. And guys, this is like the final part. I just kind of go through the ends a little bit to refresh. My highlights will not be affected because once I shampoo it out, most of that will leave anyway. So yeah, I've only been asked that one time, but yeah, that's why I started my locks. It just seemed like the next step. I've always admired them. Mine have gotten really long. I remember when if I'm gonna do a reel, and I've started on it. I did do another one, but it wasn't as good as I like it. Of what they looked like a year ago. A year ago, they were half this length, so they was like this long, like to here. So they were short. That was around the time that I had, like I said, cut all the relaxer off and took the extensions out. This live is almost concluded. Just wanted to show you guys and let you know that I'm still alive, well, blessed, highly favored. God's anointing keeps showing up in my life, and I'm extremely grateful for it. It's going to continue to show up. So, but I did want to, like I say, get on here and just answer some Q&A questions since it's been a month since I've been on. It's been more than a month. It's probably been about the last time I colored my hair. And I don't put color on it, but like every 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. So it's been at least that long. So, but I keep getting continued support. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Nobody would be where they are in the the YouTube universe if it wasn't for, you know, the followings that you get, the people that genuinely enjoy your content and watch it. So, yes, really thank you for that. Again, just put this on the ends, the last like 10 minutes of your color. And that's all I do. This was really curly. Hey, sweet pea. See, this one hasn't like interlocked yet. And this is because my hair is 4C. And as you can see, it gets real curly. And if your lock does that, it's fine. It will eventually go in itself. No worries. I actually have a few of those. And I didn't get any questions on the live, which is okay. Because as I tell people all the time when I'm doing something, baby, it's just because with the hair, the body, all that, it's just because I'm trying to get sexier and sexier. For real. You know, I'm no longer, I'll say this, I'm no longer allowing myself, let's say this, I'm no longer allowing myself, you know, like as women, you know, we get comfortable and we start, this is just something to share like at the very end before I log off. We get very comfortable with going to bed in like an old t-shirt, you know, basic underwear, this, that, and the third. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Even if nobody sees your sleepwear or your underwear but you put that on if it makes you feel confident, if it makes you feel sexy, okay? It don't matter who see them or not. You know, so your girl, like I say, I've been taking care of my locks a lot better, making sure they're moisturizing good. Making sure that I eat better, drink better, think better, praying better, looking better. Okay. So yeah, I've been making a mental note. No raggedy t-shirts to bed, no raggedy underwear to bed. You pull it all out, even if you're the only one looking at it. So that's why I like to keep my hair up, because I go out in public and y'all won't believe, like I get literally no matter where I go, whether I'm in Target, even at Walmart, something, well, depending on which Walmart, because there's a few Walmarts that most of the people that show up there are just, baby, they in PJs and stuff, so they not really caring about the beauty of things. But yeah, show up for yourself. I think locks, one of the misconceptions about locks are they're dirty, they're unkept. People that wear locks don't shampoo their hair as often. And that's not the truth at all. I know people without locks that don't shampoo their hair on a regular basis. I think I shared this on one of my videos. There was a young lady, won't disclose her name, of course. I don't even know if she follows me on here, but she had not shampooed her hair in a year. A year. I was like, baby, oh no, we don't do that. You know, a year? Yeah, we don't do that over here. So, yeah, we living better. We showing up better. We doing better. And I know some people get on here for the hair inspiration, but sometimes I like to give a little bit of a word and say that if you woke up today, you joined me, you logged off, you got on, you got off, whatever, just know that God is not done with you yet. And I'm a firm believer that God helps those that helps themselves. So even if it's helping yourself in the mind first, everything else will follow, because he gonna make sure you good. He's not gonna, like the saying, this is what I was raised on, is that God will never see his seed begging bread. So remember that. No matter what you're going through, baby, you gonna come up out of it. You know, I don't care if it's turmoil, strife, uncertainty, whatever the case may be. You're gonna make it. And you know why you're gonna make it? Let's see. Oh, okay. And you know why you're gonna make it? Because your girl said so. And your girl said so because God said so. So anyway, as you can see, I'm getting ready. Probably the next 5 minutes, I'll be shampooing this out. Make sure that you're using a color treated shampoo. I will, now there is a conditioner I've been using. It's called a 2-minute reconstructor, and it's by Apogee. Everybody says it different, but it's a protein treatment that you put on the hair for 2 minutes. And also, as I said in the last slide, make sure that you are shampooing and rinsing out any protein that you put on the hair, because protein can dry and break the hair. You don't want that, okay? You don't want that. And y'all, I changed clothes to color my hair. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think I'm going to leave on my little shorts today. I had on my little, I forget what they call it, but I changed it so I didn't get color on it. But I think I'm going to leave my little shorts on today because it was kind of long. It was a little dress. You know, I've been getting up every day, showing up for myself. You know, doing my makeup. Now today, I don't know if I want to do any makeup because it is so hot outside that the heat index has been like 100 and something. So anyway, to protect my locks, usually when it's really humid, I will throw this away. I will spray water on them and put like a little bit of my leave-in on it and just kind of, like I said, I've been doing a French twist. Gonna do the video on that. I know I've promised it in the past, but life has been lifing. I don't even necessarily like saying that saying because life is gonna be what it is, and it's what you make it. But life has been happening. I'm gonna say life has been blossoming. So I haven't got to do that video, like where I show the different styles you can do with your length of locks. Especially if you have some the length of mine, or if you're going to start them and they're the length of my hair now. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, thank you for joining. Thank you for your continued support. Everybody that, I mean, when I get the notifications that I've gotten thousands of views off of a video I filmed like, say, a year ago, or the one I filmed at the beginning of the year, and everyone has got me that close to monetization. Thank you again. It's time for me to step it up. So we'll be filming more and finishing the edit for the video that I was telling you about that has the sponsorship for the hair, because there's a few locks that I want to start in a few places that the hair has grown out. I'm going to actually link the hair in the video. You'll get a certain percentage off by using my code. And the actual color of the hair is the color of my hair now. It's the XE hair. I partnered with them again. And yeah, so until next time, thank you for joining. Join again, turn your notifications on, subscribe to the channel, of course. Thank you for your committed support. I love it, love it. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. If I can turn it off.